Today I will be sealing up the plunger tube of the X-Shot Chaos Orbit using some foam that I have picked up from the Target bargain bin and some little discs. I've done this on 2 of my X-Shots already for me and my boys, and it definitely increases accuracy and a little bit of range. So we're going to do it on the 3rd one. I'm going to show you how to do. First up, we're going to take everything apart. I've already taken the safety out of this and everything. They do have stock springs, but I have noticed a significant gain in doing what I'm about to do. So start taking apart all the screws. Pretty much all the screws are the same size. There's a couple that are a little longer and a couple that are shorter. I have no idea where they go. I just put them in. I put the short screws in here and I put the long screw in this one. I don't even remember if that's right, but it hasn't caused any issues. All right, so I've got it all taken apart. Make sure you pay attention to the orientation of these things. I mean, this just slides in where it needs to. This you want to make sure can be actuated by this little button. Spring goes up. Yeah, pretty simple. Make sure the spring's on there. This can come on and off. Up and down. We're going to be taking this piece out, and my kids are eating breakfast over here, so we're going to take this out. So we're going to be taking this piece out, just lift up on the right hand side, the whole thing just slides out. I'm going to pull out the plunger tube. So I already pulled the airflow kind of restrictor out of here, so it can shoot rival darts and stuff. And I did put some of this little sealant tape or tape under here to try and snug this up, but I'm going to do this a little better. This is janky, so I'm going to just pull this out. It didn't really do anything anyways. So essentially what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to leave this off, grab my wipe. I'm going to wipe off some of the excess just oil that's in here. Okay, and I'm going to be stacking 2 of these foam discs in here like this, and then I'm going to cut another larger foam disc all the way around the top here, and I'll show you how to do that. So I'm going to take these out for now. Oops. There we go. So I've got, this is just school bus little foam. It's from like the bargain bin at Target. You could get these, I mean, I think I paid like $1 or something, and this really does work. It's pretty effective. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to put this down, cut out a little circle. I'm going to use the kind of little bit right here that's already curved. Grab my pen, and I'm just going to cut out a circle because I want kind of pretty good coverage around this. And I've already tested this on 2 different blasters, and it is a marked improvement in accuracy. I don't have a chrono, so I can't really tell you if I'm getting any higher FPS, but I will tell you that the accuracy is substantially better at the 20 to 30 feet kind of range. So I'm just going to take some scissors, cut this out real quick. And I'm going to trim this up once I get it on there, but this is just kind of a start. Alright, so cut that out. And we're going to look kind of at the top of this. A little hair right here. So that's actually pretty good, but I'm getting a little bit of overlap. I don't know if you can see. Just a little bit hanging over right there, so I'm just going to trim that up. And yeah, that's pretty good right on the top. So that's what I'm going to go with. So now, first thing I'm going to do, start with, I just got some cyanoacrylic CA glue. I'm going to put a little bit down here. First foam in. I'm just going to drop it in. I pre-cut these. These are really just spacers just to give it some support in the bottom. So these don't have to be perfect in there. I don't know if it would be better if they were a little bit better fitting, but I don't know. I haven't tried. I did this on my other ones and they worked just fine. So the CA glue dries pretty quick, so you don't want to spill this. You don't want to get it on any part of here. Definitely take the O-ring off because you don't want to glue your O-ring and have a hard surface. You want that O-ring to be able to flex and mesh up with the inside of the plunger tube. So, see that one last check. Yeah, it's pretty good. All right, so I'm gonna go some lines right here and a little bit on the top. I don't want anything to overflow, so I'm just gonna go a little bit. Kind of just do it on this inner piece right here, and it'll push out a little bit as I'm, you know, kind of squeegeeing it on to push out. So this dries quick, so you want to get it lined up pretty good when you set it down. You can't really move it once it's set. So it's on there, and I'm just going to kind of work that glue in around. It dries really fast, so. And one thing I've noticed is it's not quite a perfect flush fit, but it kind of gives this little concave, and I don't know if that helps or hurts. I don't know, but overall this whole process does make a significant difference. So, all right, and I'm gonna let this dry for a minute or two because it does dry very quickly. I did not go through and try and glue down all the edges because one, I don't want any glue to get down in here, and I don't have a fine tip. They do sell fine tips where you could probably get in there, but I don't think it's really necessary. This thing, as most dads would say, and it does work, it ain't going anywhere. So I'm gonna let this dry for a minute or two, and then I'm gonna reassemble. Basically, I took my restrictor plate out, so this will also give it a little bit of a cushion instead of plastic slamming against plastic. So you can see in there, the foam will actually hit when it fires, and it covers completely instead of having that kind of gap that was in there. Now it's going to shove all the air directly through. I assume it's going to give you a little bit better FPS, but I don't know for sure. So I'm going to go ahead and just reassemble this. Oh yeah, nice and snug in there. That is. Yep. All right. So here's how you reassemble this. You got a couple pieces here. Let me cover this back up. We're gonna move the camera a little bit. Okay. So you've got this little piece right here. This needs to go up when you set this down. So start by putting in the front of the plunger tube. The top, you know, the hole up here kind of goes towards the top. Okay, and then push this spring past this little point right here. It goes in pretty easily, and then you got to rotate this to make sure it latches down here. All your pieces are in place. Now it's really just, I like to put this kind of off to the side a little bit. When I try and put this on, I start with this back hole over here to make sure that's lined up. And that just went in perfectly just by moving it off to the side a little bit. So I'm kind of just clamping it back together. There are some grooves on this side that you're gonna want to make sure it lines up everything perfect there. Kind of give it some pinches, make sure it's all snapped together. Now you just put your screws all in, put your grip back on, and go play, and it definitely will make a difference. Cheap as $1. It costs $1 to do this. I also did take out all the safety stuff previously. It would have been right here. For $1, this is definitely worth it.